So, you think your business is ready to franchise, and that's exciting, but now what? Franchising your business, it's one of the most powerful ways to scale, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. It's not all about just selling more locations. It's about building a system others can succeed in without you. In this video, we'll walk you through the 6 essential steps to franchise your business the right way. Now, I want you to understand this isn't supposed to be the all-encompassing blueprint. We'd be here for forever, but it will give you the ideal pieces that you need from strategy to support smart growth over time. So for step number 1, start with the foundation. Clarify your ideal franchisee before you touch legal documents or operation manuals or anything along those lines. Who's the right fit to run your model without you? And that might sound counterintuitive, but it's really important that once you identify your ideal buyer, you use that as a basis for the creation of your core materials. Ideal franchise partners are not just about experience. There's plenty of candidates that I've worked with that they look great on paper, but you really need to take it a step further. Think about values, mindset, motivation, the grit that a business owner needs to possess to be successful. What qualities do they need to be successful in your system? Now, your ideal buyer, it may change with time as your business model evolves, but remember that culture requires constant work, and your first several franchisees are absolutely critical to your brand's culture and long-term success. And make sure you meet them in person. Remember that this is a partnership, and you want to be in a position to where it's a mutual decision that you can meet that candidate and they can meet you, and you guys agree that you want to move forward together. Also think about what would make someone a bad fit. Make sure you write that down and you clearly define it, so when you're meeting with those prospective candidates, you've got the good, bad, and ugly that you are assessing if you decide to award a territory to them. This is one of the most overlooked steps, but it really does set the tone for your entire franchise system. Your early adopters, they'll need to be flexible, they'll need to work with you, they'll need to be able to innovate, but they also need to be willing to follow a system. And if you don't clearly define what you do like and what you don't like, you're setting yourself up for failure. Step number 2, really understanding if your business is really ready to scale. You might feel it's ready, but is your business ready without you within the picture? Can someone else run the business profitably without your day-to-day involvement? Do you have defined systems, repeatable operations, and consistent results across all locations? Because franchising doesn't fix broken businesses, it multiplies the problems within them. If your model's messy or it's overly reliant on you as the individual, that's what will scale. Like we've talked about, it's really easy to assume that because you've built a successful business within your backyard, that's going to be transferable. But remember that a lot of those intuitive decisions that you made and the trials and errors that you experienced to get to where you're at today, a prospective candidate might not be able to make those same decisions in the same way that you did. So it's so imperative that you have documented systems, procedures, as well as technology that helps assist those sophisticated buyers to launch your model successfully within their backyard. For step number 3, you need to identify a great franchise attorney partner to help you build your legal foundation. Because this is where the paperwork comes, and it's more than just checking boxes. Some of the key documents that you'll have to create is a franchise disclosure document, your FDD. This is a required, regulated, and essential document that really is one of the more important documents out there. This gives a candidate key information around investment, earnings potential, if you're including any claims in your Item 19, fee structures, as well as the operating guidelines that the franchisee has within the relationship of working with you as a franchisor. And you have your franchise agreement, the binding agreement that governs the relationship, really outlining everything the franchisee needs to know about how to operate, including rights, responsibilities, fees, territory, brand standards, and what happens if a franchisee or a franchisor breaks the rules. When situations become vague, the franchise agreement is the governing piece. You also have your operations manual. This is a critical piece. It guides franchisees day to day and protects your brand standards to create system consistency to bridge the gap within training. For step 4, Really making sure that you are developing support and training systems. A good franchise system, it's not just here's your brand, here's the franchise agreement, and good luck. It's important to stay on top of innovations and understanding that it's the training, it's the onboarding, it's the tech, it's the marketing support. Those are all the things that help franchisees win and make sure that you have the proper operations team behind you to help implement that success within your franchisee's location. It's also important to consider, how do you empower franchisees to operate with excellence, even if you're not physically there? What kind of KPIs and metrics are you providing to them and targets that they need to hit on what defines success from a system-wide performance standpoint? Don't forget that support is your reputation. It's what gets talked about in the field, and it's what drives long-term growth. And as you scale, also, I'd suggest implementing a franchise advisory council. This is a group of your trusted franchisees, typically your top performers, that help make sure that you do not fall out of touch within your system, giving you guidance on the innovations that need to occur on a national scale, so that way you continue to innovate and be on top of any competition within your markets. For step number 5, it's get registered, if applicable. Certain states require registration before you can even talk or solicit a sale for potential franchisees. But more importantly, the way that I look at this is you need to know where you plan to expand and what each state requires in order to go into those markets. Some registration states, they take weeks, others take months. Now, step number 6, start smart growth. It's not just about sales. Now you're ready to grow, but don't chase those fast numbers. It's imperative that you focus on early wins, strategic markets. Like we've talked about, finding the right franchisees. Every early placement sets the tone for your brand. The best franchise systems grow with intention, not speed. Make sure you're scaling on what works and move fast from what doesn't, while protecting what you're building and focusing on making sure your franchisees are successful. And I know that's a given, it's a no-brainer. Of course I want my franchisees to be successful, but sometimes you kind of lose sight of what they want to see. Is it more support? Is it more revenue? Is it national partnerships? Again, it's not always about quantity. If you are wondering if your business is ready to franchise, or perhaps you're already a franchisor and you just want some guidance on doing franchise development the right way, right away, click the link in the description to connect with one of our experts and get clarity fast.